Welcome everyone. Today we continue to implement our custom Redis or aka remote dictionary server, and in previous video we have already implemented our master and replication. And today, as I promised, we are going to set up everything to Docker and write a Docker compose file, set up, test. I'll show you demo, and that's probably all. The series is ended. Okay, right now we already had some kind of Docker support, but as you can see, my Docker file doesn't use this library and we should write it a little bit. Also, what we're going to do here, we should add app settings JSON, like common app settings JSON, because we need to keep our partition items count, and this count should be equal to both the partitions and to master, because if it is not equals, the things will go in bad way, because we're actually using this here, like get value partition items count name. Therefore, the actual problem which I encountered is after we adding this particular app settings JSON to our common library, how we can read from it. And basically there is a way how to do it. We should rewrite our program. And basically, since we're going to add this app settings shared JSON in both master and child, we should split it to one method according to common reuse principle, and let me add another folder for our common library called infrastructure. Call it like my host, and we will implement everything here. We should add some nuggets in order to implement our code and creating web host. And also, one problem I encountered during the implementation, I can't using Microsoft.ASP.NET Core namespace inside my host file. Therefore, one workaround which I found in Stack Overflow for sure, we can add it like that. Something like that. Actually, the way how we can include this app settings.share.json is just load it via a physical file provider like that. Okay, now we are done, and we need to use this create web host builder in all the projects, because in Docker we should at least rewrite by environment variable, so we should add this and extend the create web host builder anyway, because we need the overridden from the environment. Now we go to the program. We don't need this method anymore. Okay, great. Now after that we should rewrite our Docker file, and basically on the stage of copying the Redis video master CS approach, we also need to copy our Redis common. And we also expose only 80 port because we won't use HTTPS. Okay, and the same we should add also Docker file for children. Or sorry, there are already Docker files, sorry. So we need to copy paste it from the master, right? Okay, and now let's write Docker compose file, which will create and aggregate all instances. Basically, I want to create here. Let me just paste from my real project because it will take a long time in order to set it. I just copy paste and show you and comment everything here. Okay, basically we have 6 services. As I said you in the previous video, we're going to have 2 masters and for 2 children per master. And for master 1 we use current context and we go to particular Docker file because here in YAML we should specialize the exact Docker file from which we should build the image. We expose this port. Since in the Docker file itself we expose 80 port in each instance should expose only 80 port. It's required. Therefore, we can just configure everything in the higher levels. For example, in the level of Docker file. And here we just map this internal Docker port to external 5001 port. And then we also here override some configurations. For example, we override children array. As you see, for this particular master one, we have child 11 and child 112. And we set the particular URLs for those childrens. Also, we said that this master should be like master in our replication system, and we set up our slave. In our case, the slave will be only one instance, this master 2, and we also set URL to this instance. Yes, we can write like by these namings and Docker will resolve it internally, and this is perfect and beautiful. For master 2 we also put here children. We also set up our replication actor as a slave, as you remember, and the same for children's. Basically, what do we need for Docker? Actually, let me remove all previously up instances and clear all images, because I've already had those images. And now we can go to our root directory, yes, and just try to Docker compose up. some refactorings. I'm going to show you my Docker files which I've created, and the current state of our Docker files. We just copy from master, we copy from common, we do .NET restore, build, publish, and just expose 80 port, as well as for our child we do basically the same, but with the child also got Redis video common library, publish it, expose 80 port. The essential part of deploying is our Docker Compose file. Open our Docker Compose and let me explain a little bit what's going on here. Basically we will have 6 services or 6 containers, master 1, and 2 partitions for master 1, it's child 1.1 and child 1.2. Also we'll have a slave or follower master with name master 2, and it has also 2 children, child 2.1 and child 2.2. Basically we override some configurations here like that, ASP.NET Core URLs, environment, also we set our children, and since we are in Docker network, yes, it will resolve this child 1.1 by just name without any API, and it's beautiful because it's Docker. Also we set this master as master, not as follower, and set our slave URL. As you can see, I expose for internal only 80 port, which is default port for HTTP, and for external network I expose 5001, 5002, 5003, and for another master slave system I expose 6001, 6002 and 6003. And basically let me deploy this, and actually it takes a lot of time because I know probably there is a better way to do it, because as I understood, it builds master and children for each particular instance here. So basically it will build our child 4 times. I'm not sure about that, but probably yes. Therefore it's better to store somewhere your images and just use those images with overridings of URLs, you know. But for prototype I think that's pretty enough to wait a little bit more and then show you a demo. Okay, it seems like done. Let me check. Yes, the services are alive, and basically we need to talk to our Redis master 1, which is exposed by 5001. Let me reload the page and ensure that our master is currently empty and its partitions are empty also. Yes, partitions are empty, and for another master we also query the partitions. Yes, those partitions are empty. Everything's good now. Okay, let me talk to master 1 and just try to insert my key 1. 200 Right, let me check this master. Yes, our value is in child 1 1. Let me check whether it is replicated right now. Execute, yes, in child 2 1, not like 1 1, because we have overridden it. In master 2 child 2 1, this one, and for master 1 is child 1 1, this one. Okay, let me insert another one key value, my key like that. Oh, sorry. And for sure with 3 also. Okay, everything goes to one child. This is not good. I would like to paste one value to another child. Yes, now we have 3 entries in the first child and 1 entry in the second child. Let me check in another master, also 3 entries on the first child and 1 entry in the second child. Probably that's all, guys. We have finished it. I suppose we only didn't implement remove method from our dictionary, and as you can see we cannot remove all or override the values now, but I think it's trial one according to current setup to implement it with locking. But if you would like, please comment below that you want I implement this for you. I can implement remove method, it's not a problem. Okay, and probably this is all. Please don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram, Telegram, everything here. You can find in the description every single media link. Please subscribe to them, and because there are a lot of content besides the videos, and also I'm doing voting here what to do the next in videos, therefore you can affect the future by that. Okay guys, thank you for your attention and goodbye.